Hey, top of the AM. How's it going? Thank God for the wake up. How's everything going? Hope everybody's weekend was great. Um, Welcome to another episode of Talking Cancer, my journey, my way. Um, how am I doing? How's my weekend been? Pretty good. Not feeling any pain currently at this time. I had my acupuncture on Friday. My days actually switched up, but it was a great session. Loving it, and the more and more I keep going back, the better and better I feel, and not just mentally, but internally as well. I feel like my body is running a lot better, just more efficiently. That's probably the best way I could describe it. Just, I don't know, like I took the car in to go get a tune-up, you know what I mean? Like, change the oil filter, air filter, all of that stuff, and my body feels great. So, hey, kudos to acupuncture. I choose to go to, like, Chinese acupuncture. I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know, just something that, I don't know, just more intuition in the culture, something about the culture, I think acupuncture's been in existence for like over 3,000 years or something like that. So don't quote me on that. I'll get more facts into that soon. But right now, today, I wanted to talk about some disparities or some concerns in the minority community when it comes to cancer. And I posted on my social media page a little bit, and I wanted to read that to you. But I also wanted to add that because what I spoke about was in regards to the Black community. But now I also want to add on to about the Hispanic community, because both communities are very, very important to me. And just minorities in general. Because if you fall into a certain socioeconomic category, then you're probably affected by some of these things as well. You know what I mean? So what I posted the other day was a brief little screenshot, and it was about colorectal cancer in Black Americans. As we know, colorectal cancer is the third most common cancer in African American community. If you don't know that, you do now. My bad. African Americans have the highest incidence and mortality rates of colorectal cancer. This population is about 20% more likely to get colorectal cancer and about 40% more likely to die than most other groups. That's heavy. Let's swallow that for a second. The Black population, or African Americans, however you prefer to be addressed, is about 20% more likely to get colorectal cancer. 20% more likely. And once you're diagnosed, most of the time, you're 40% more likely to die. Why is that? Well, a lot of it is from the inequities in the access and quality of screening and treatment. The disparity that we have. And sometimes it often makes me wonder, the more I read, is this disparity being shown to me because of my class, my name. My skin pigment, my color of my skin. When they see me, when they talk to me. How does that play into effect without me even knowing? So, so I was wondering, I was like, okay, well, since I was born and raised in the inner city, a lot of the people around me were either black or brown. The Hispanic community. My people. It's crazy because, we think of these things, and I think, when I was reading it initially, I was like, well, I don't think there's any difference because there's a lack of a lot of things, you know what I mean? So, this thing is just it's just crazy. So it says here, I think this is coming from like Cedars-Sinai, so I think the other one I got was from the American Cancer Society. But it says, so for Hispanics, cancer of the colon or rectum are the second most common types of cancer in Latinos. Okay. So it's number 2. So it says, while more people are living with the disease, risk remain for the Latino community, which faces a slew of barriers accessing healthcare, including language, cultural competency, income, and a lack of health insurance. So, not only are we having a language barrier, cultural competency, okay, understanding the culture, and income, and lack of health insurance. These are just some of the things that are just, crazy. Like, cause we have to bridge the gap. Now, some people may say, hey, well, you're in America, you need to learn English. Well, we all know what this land was before anything. I don't have to go there with you. This is all Mexican land that we're in. I'm in California, so for sure. But this is not what this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about cancer and the lack of health care or the disparity of health care in the minority community. Okay, so it says here, though, still on Cedars-Sinai, Latinos are the least likely to get screened for colorectal cancer. So as a result of being least likely to get screened, as a result of that, tumors that are found are usually found in the later stages, with about 33% diagnoses. So 33% of those diagnoses are in the later stage. Once they decide, hey, I'm going to go get some health insurance or whatever, or they're older in years and they decide, oh, I'm going to go get this colonoscopy, or the pain is too bad. Similar to my case, the diagnosis, they are in the later stages of the cancer. So it says some of the huge setbacks in cancer is because of the COVID pandemic, but that's only been for the past couple years, right? So I think it's more than that. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to tell me why screening is essential. And so if I'm able to help the minority community just even a little bit, get the word out, these are some of the things that you guys need to know. Like, you need to know, you need to go get checked. I'm telling you why. Because colon cancer usually grows slowly over a 10 to 15 year period. I didn't know that till right now. I'm reading this shit, you know what I mean? And it's like 10 to 15 years. Like, hold up. So I'm 49. So you mean around 39? I possibly could have detected this and probably have taken care of all the polyps and all that shit that was growing. You know what I mean? Because when I went to finally go get checked, they removed 9 polyps. And polyps, if you leave too long, tend to turn into cancer. So, like, seriously, like, what? You know what I mean? Like, this shit is crazy. So, as you know, they've lowered the age to the colorectal screening to 45. So, okay, that's the screening. So, should we be asking for some of these, like, markers in your blood? Should this be part of, like, your normal lab test? Like, seriously, like, how can we catch this stuff sooner? Because there's blood markers that say, hey, there's a possibility you have cancer. Like, why isn't this part of, like, your just normal checkups? It's not a part of your normal checkups until you address it. Like, oh, I'm not feeling this, I'm feeling that. And then they start running for other shit. But usually cancer is like one of the last ones that they fucking check. Why? Because you strong like bull? You know what I mean? Like, no, just because of the way I look doesn't mean the inside of my body is good. That goes back to talking about what type of car am I? You know, well, there was a time where I wasn't feeding my body the right type of fuel. You know? So, anyways, back to some of the reading. It says, let me see where it is. It says, when the cancer is still confined to the colon or rectum, most 90% of Hispanic patients live. Okay, when it's confined. So it's when they find it early. 5-year survival falls to 71% with nearby spread of 15%. For advanced stages, overall 64% of Latinos reach 5 years of diagnosis. That's a pretty good percentage, actually. You know what I mean? So, but it depends on where they catch it. I mean, period. So, you know, seriously, this is huge. Where do you stand as far as being a minority? And trust me, I know we have a lot of Hispanics here in California and throughout the United States that, of course, living here probably illegally, can't get health insurance, so on and so forth. But the fact of the matter is that we need to be addressing a lot of these things. Healthcare, the lack of healthcare, whether you're illegal or not. Knowledge. I believe we should be talking about a lot of this in our schools. You know, finding out if cancer is a trait in our family. I think that's one of the things that we probably don't do as a minority class is, okay, I have cancer, right? And this is something that I need to do as well. I have cancer, and for me, it's genetic, right? Crazy. So what do I need to do? I need to inform my kids. Don't you think? Hey, daddy has cancer. I don't want you to stress on it. I don't want you to really worry about it like that. But you should start early testing. This should always be part of your labs. Because it runs in the family. These are things that were never told to me. Because what? One, I didn't know my parents. Two, we didn't talk about these things because, something about the older communities, like, they don't talk. They just harbor everything, keep everything in, and that's it. Well, I'm here to break those generational curses of not talking about the bad things. Yeah, it's bad. It's fucked up. But we need to talk. Why does it seem like when it comes to healthcare and things like that, that your DNA and what's inside of it is less important because of where you live? Why is your wallet or the area in which you live more important than your DNA? Why is that? Doesn't matter who you are, because there's a lot of people, no matter what gender you are, you white, black, Asian, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of people living in poverty, especially these days with COVID, the price of everything going up, everything's getting worse. And if everything's getting worse, then more than likely so is your health care and the concern of your health care, which goes back to me talking about, damn it, why is it taking so long for me to get my second opinion? It's finally coming on May the 11th, this Thursday. And here I am finally about to get it, but I found out about it in March. So March, April, May was the second month. So actually the beginning of March. So that's actually almost 3 months worth of time. I'm ready for another screening because I feel totally different from that last time. I don't know. I feel different. I feel like God is working in mysterious ways, and, my energy and my mindset is changing the outcome of where I'm at and where the cancer's at. So, some of this I would like to, just continue to inform people. I don't care who you are. I don't care what social class you're in. I don't care where you're at on the poverty line. I don't care where you at. Go get looked at is my point. Go get checked is my point. I don't care what kind of cancer runs in your family. Go get checked. Find out if it's genetic. I know somebody in your family died from cancer or has it right now. Don't think it don't think it will not come touch you. Oh, they got it, but it ain't gonna get me. Or, it just kind of brushes off. Don't let it brush off. These are certain things that you wish or should be passed down generation to generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, the things that we're passing down, yeah, we're passing down. We're attempting to pass down generational wealth and things like that. You know, we're trying to change the outcome of our future of our kids and things like that. Yeah, we're trying to change that. But what about changing your health too? So you can enjoy some of the things that you're trying to provide for your future or for your kids' future. Trips, seeing the world, things that God made free to us, you know, but we had to somehow pay. I can't even enjoy some of these things because I've collected so much debt from treatments and x-rays and x-rays and x-rays. Oh, and this x-ray too. You know, $500 bill just off top just to go see my doctor for 10 minutes. You do the math. You know, everything's run by money, and so is the medical field. Seriously. It's a racket. It all is. It all is. You know what I mean? So get your knowledge up. I mean, I will do my best to try to help bring some facts to you, bring some disparity to you, some understanding, and hey, just go do it. To my nieces and nephews who might be listening, hey, make sure you put that in your blood work. Hey, cancer run in my family, doc. Run it. Catch this shit early before the shit catch you. You know what I mean? Anyways, hey, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I really do. Please go find me on GoFundMe, please, because I mean the bills are coming in, and as much as it bothers me to ask for help, and those who know me personally know I hate asking for help. Please, $1, $5, handle that. You know what I mean? If you know me, handle it. If you just feel like, hey, this guy needs some help, go for it. Look me up, Luis Lopez. Bills continue piling up. Right? Man. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. You could actually if you feel like listening to these podcasts on YouTube, you can now do so. I think I got 1 or 2 more to download. But for the most part, you can play catch up. It's now on YouTube as well. So thank you. I appreciate you. And just keep on learning more about this deadly disease so we can fight it. And it starts with you and your maintaining of your health and body. Real talk. Anyways, peace, love, one.